So guys, this is NikitaNet, and what I've got here is a Parker Vector fountain tip pen with a medium nib. I like these quite a bit, but in the past I've had a number that just dropped off the table and, well, bent the nib. And the more expensive Vectors even are, well, nicer than the, regular shop versions, but there is a very handy thing you can do, and it is interchange the nib compartment. But first of all, I'm going to unwrap this and I'll be right back. So I've unwrapped it, and it's a little bit disappointing because the main body is mainly made out of plastic. The cap as well. But it's still a Parker Vector fountain tip pen, so that's good. Because, well, as a Vector aficionado who has used many of them, I've got the accoutrements to make this a better pen. Which is a broken Vector, because of course, well, I can simply replace the nib that's broken on my old Vector with the new nib part. And this isn't the most glamorous Vector available. It's about, well, 30-40 euros. But there are more expensive Vectors even. And, well, this one, or at least let's put it back together, as it came just out of the packaging. This is 1050, and you've still got a Vector fountain tip pen. Now, why I personally love Vectors is the ease of writing when they're broken in. And let's put it like this and find a suitable filling. Let's check which one I'll use. And this one came with the pen, so I'll put that over there. And they should all be washable, but I'm not sure, so I'll use this one. But fountain tip pen writing is less of a hassle. Let's remove this one as well for your hands, and it promotes, in my estimation at least, streaming consciousness writing, because it's less of an effort once the tip is, well, broken in. So there we go. And as stated, you always lose a little bit of ink, but that's okay. And I'll put it back in its original combination and test it out in a little bit. But if you've got a big pen, the brand Bic, they have those big balls, well, ball per pen, but they do have big balls that take a lot of effort, and when writing long pieces of text on paper, you get a strain on your hand. And with a well oiled, well, that's not true, but a broken in fountain tip pen that's well suited to your writing style, then you don't have that problem in reality. So let's test it out, and I'll have to reposition myself a little bit, but this is a nice fountain tip pen, and that's very true. Now, if you're a bimodal person, so if you can write both with your left, well, this is right, but with your left and your right hand, you'll have to dedicate a specific fountain pen to your left or your right hand, because the nib part, well, it's here, but the nib part is made up of two pieces of, well, it's one piece of metal with a cut in it. and it will set to your hand. It will, of course, over time lose a little bit of metal because it, well, runs over paper, but it will adjust to your hand position, writing style and such. Now this nib is not busted per se, but it's no longer writing properly. And like I stated, it's in this form with this body and this cap. It's quite an expensive proposition to replace it. So what I do when I can is buy a cheap Vector, and well, like I'm doing now, just taking the old nib combination out and putting it into a much nicer body. And that is a, well, a cheap way of replacing the consumable part, the most breakable part of a fountain tip pen, which is the nib itself. So this is NikitaNet, and look at this, I've got ink on my fingers already. But this is NikitaNet. I hope you liked this video. Like, dislike at your pleasure, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and for video purposes, let's do this. Because this is a nice fountain tip pen in itself, although the construction of the body is cheap. But I hope you like this video. Like, dislike at your pleasure, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and well, see you in the next video. Bye bye.